whole Bill Cosby thing is just the parallels. I mean, just you're either one here or you there. There's no gray area with this shit, and it's almost like the O.J. Simpson thing, but with this one is so unique. And I never ask people which way they go with it, but I always sit back and watch the comments on how it come in and what people think about it and how it's said. But there's been a lot of false information said about Mr. Cosby that that was made as to say it's fact, but it's been bullshit. And I take exception to that. A lot of people like, and I was like, yo, and people post like, yo, he said this, he said that, or he did this, did that. I say, so show me. Where'd you get this information? You know what I'm saying? Where did you get this narrative about, and using this word technicality and all that shit? Dude, I'm not a lawyer. I pretend to be one of the podcasts. That's all I do. But dude, there has been so much bullshit about Bill Cosby and what he allegedly, and the funny thing is about not what people say he allegedly did, but what he allegedly said.
Well,
here's the thing now. When people say shit like that, I'm an avid reader and an avid YouTuber. Right. So I'm gonna do either one or the other to get to the point where I'm gonna make. But I'm an avid reader. I try to read at least 2 books a month. And I can listen here if you want me to. I'm just gonna say, man, but people spread a lot of bullshit about Bill Cosby though.
That's true. And man, usually when stuff like that happens, man, I try to stay off the social media, man, because people are they be all over the place.
Yes.
Bill admitted this, he did that, he blah blah blah. I was like, no.
You can tell people don't read though, but go ahead, bro.
And like you said, it was not a technicality. The information that they found to prosecute him, it should have the file was sealed and it should have never been opened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And unpopular opinion, and rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. It's the same. It's almost the same situation, with the exception that Kobe's situation was more egregious than Bill's. You know what I'm saysaying? It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing, but no, people don't think that because the same thing happened, man. That girl was full-fledged ready to prosecute Kobe. What they did, they handled the civil matter first. She settled the civil matter. In the civil matter, they decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and keep quiet. The girl disappeared. They could no longer prosecute Kobe. But they settled the case. They had depositions. The same thing that Bill did. A lot of things that people don't understand. And when they say Bill admitted is that it's extremely hard to prosecute a rape case. Not extremely hard. You cannot prosecute a rape case that there was not a rape kit done in and there's no DNA without a person admitting to intercourse. So what the cops do a lot of times, if somebody calls you back in years later and say, hey, he raped me, the first question the cop asks you is, hey, did you have intercourse with this person? If you had intercourse, then it turns into he said, she said. You see what I'm saying? Right. So in Bill's case, in his deposition, I think he admitted to intercourse with this lady. And I'm not saying, I don't know what happened one way or other, but right. I think he admitted to intercourse with the lady. And upon admitting to intercourse, then the authorities have enough to arrest you on rape. If she says, you know, it was forced intercourse or it was not wanted intercourse. But if he doesn't take that deposition, then he never admits to intercourse, then this stuff doesn't happen. You see what I'm saying? Right. But if it's sealed, and like I said, man, this happened before Kobe died. I was thinking the whole time, like, I know Kobe is like about to shit on himself. Like, oh man, how are they getting into these depositions? You see what I'm saying? Because a deposition, for people who don't know, is a sworn statement. So if you go in that deposition and you say, yeah, we had sex, we blah, 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 then you've admitted, and they can tie that deposition along with her statement, and then you got a case. So when people say Bill admitted it, now Bill admitted to having sex with these women. Yes. And I think he also admitted to, yeah, we got high. We did some drugs, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that Bill said, went in some room and said, yo, I spiked this girl's drink so I could take it. Exactly. I don't think he did that, man, because there were articles from credible news sources that said that Bill was in the joint like, yo, I ain't saying I did nothing.
Exactly.
Because I didn't do anything. I'll do the hardest time y'all can give me.
Right.
So, and like I said, we will never know, what happened with that whole case. Is his word versus her word. I mean, you really don't know. But I think we were a little bit. I think a lot of people saying some things that social media, man. It runs with each other. Oh, he said this. Oh, then he admitted to that. I mean, admitting to having sex with somebody versus admitting to raping somebody is two different things. But your free legal advice for the day is that's how that works. Is if there's no rape kit where the cops can't find your DNA in her, and these cases come back years later, if you don't ever go say, hey, I had sex with this woman, then there's unless they can find DNA or footage or something, there's an unlikelihood that you are going to be arrested for forcible rape.
You know what, man? And thanks for clearing that up, because if I would have said that exact same thing, there's a man, Fifth, shut the fuck up. Coming from one of the rising stars of Washington, D.C., yo, salute, man. It makes much more sense. It's more relevant, because had I said because if that was what I wrote down and said that shit, they're like, man, yo, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, man, salute to you. Hey, thanks for clearing that up, because like I said, it was a lot of just misinformation out there of people saying certain things. And I don't go into what happened or whatever, but I say just make sure you say what's actually correct and what's factual, and just not assume, and just not drop these lines that, like you said, like these hashtags, popular opinions on social media, bro. Actually do some fact finding. And it's very important, especially when you're talking about situations such as serious as that is, as alleged sexual assault and all that, man. That you have to just as be just like people say, I don't own the rights to this music, man. Just say, yo, you don't own the rights to this bullshit you putting out here as well, because some of this stuff on social media and these people that post this shit is so bullshit. Like, yo, man, shut the fuck up.